Rise and shine, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Hey,
Coming to you
Francis.
live.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Nigeria. Like you know that
It's
movie
like you
Coming to
dreamt of
America.
Nigeria today.
Yeah. Just good morning. Hope you had a great night, and it's a beautiful morning. And on the Rise and Shine show, we like to keep it simple. We like to keep it hot, and yes, it's going to be a bumper ride. My name is Francis Adate.
Your name is Francis 88. Good
Yeah.
morning, Francis 88. Nice to meet you. How was your week, Francis 88?
How was my week? A little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit in between.
All right. Well, personally, I have a lot to be grateful for. There's been a lot of near incident experiences for me and my family, but then God has been really faithful, I must say. So, yeah, we are here to share the joys of Nigeria and the joys of the world and all the higgy haggers happening. Nigerians just have a way to catch cruise. Nigerians say that we now have this thing that is called 1 week, one trouble. And every week in 1 week, one trouble, something or someone makes the headlines. I guess you have an idea of the things that have been making headlines. Well, today we're going to be giving you perspective. And like we like to say, it's going to be hot, back to back, delivering on everything entertainment and lifestyle. So thank you for tuning in this morning and coming on the ride with us. We're riding all the way to 9 a.m. We trust it's going to be a good ride.
Yes,
Francis.
definitely is going to be a good ride. And talking about rides, so on our first story today,
Okay.
we have a Nigerian man driving all the way from London to Lagos. And rumor has it that he made up his mind to go on a 7 days journey from London
London.
to Africa, specifically Lagos, Nigeria, on a bike. And days into the driving session, he's already in Africa, you know, already in Africa. And Nigerians are saying, we just can't wait to have this man land in Lagos. We just can't wait to ask him and share in his experience of having to not fly through the airplane across different continents, down to Africa and down to Nigeria, but to ride on a bike. I mean, what is it like to ride on a bike?
Well, what must have been his motivation? Why did he try? Why did he think that was an adventure to embark on?
Well, it's definitely one of the biggest adventure one could possibly think of. I mean, on a plane traveling out of Nigeria, it takes a ample lot of time.
Several hours. Yeah.
Several hours. And then you're talking about not being on a plane. You're talking about being on the road and not even using a car. You're talking about riding on a bike. Now, the air,
And
the
he's a
wind.
Nigerian man.
And he's a
Only
Nigerian
Nigerians
man.
like to do these kinds of
And,
things.
and, and it's so amazing. It's adventurous. It's super crazy for those of us who like wild and crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And this Nigerian man, he's just one man that has made the headline. And one could say lots of Nigerians are calling him the warrior of our time.
So I think what he does is that he pitches a flag in every country that he has passed through. So yeah, and all of the continents is going to have to pass through. And one of the comments that I read that got to me so much was that please, when he gets to Nigeria, that police should not make a case out of his arrival. They should not hinder him when he gets to Lagos. That as he's been journeying like this from other countries without hitches, when he gets to Lagos, the story shouldn't be different. Trust Nigerians.
Well, basically, you can tell that
Almost
the man
done.
is happy doing what he's doing. And if I'm given the opportunity, I think I would just love to ask him one-on-one what informed his decision to ride on a bike all the way from London to Nigeria and what he had hoped to achieve with
Yes.
this particular feat. Probably we might be
What?
having a Guinness World Record,
Exactly.
being
That's what I was
set.
going to say. One thing we're sure he's going to achieve at the end of this is a Guinness World Record. So,
It's definitely an amazing one.
yeah, it is.
And moving away from the back Riker, oh my goodness, I just love the fact that, this past week we've had a couple of celebrations happening in and out of Akwa Ibom State that concerns Akwa Ibomite. Right now we've had, one of Akwa Ibom's finest figure in the entertainment industry, talking about Nollywood, our very own Forever Young diva. Yes, lots of Aquabomites like to call her that. And even in the Nollywood industry,
Yes.
they see her as one of those ever young beauties, divas who's always been there on the screen giving us, back-to-back entertainment. And talking about Ini Edo turns 40.
40.
40 and
Big
40.
40.
Like the big 40. And you look at Iniedo, oh my goodness, from all of the stories, that flew out from the social media space, Iniedo has been one of the most amazing personalities. And you can see the likes of Rita Dominic spraying her money during her birthday. It was a galore of celebration for her and all of the celebrities. Most of the celebrities actually turned up for her party. And yes, you recall that recently she met headline for having a surrogate child.
Yeah.
Because she said she didn't want to wait.
Doesn't want to spoil her million-dollar body.
She doesn't want to have problems, and especially to have dramas with baby daddy issues. So congratulations, Iniedo. You are super, super amazing, super, super beautiful, super, super blessed, and we are indeed proud of you. I mean, look at that.
And she sure does look good at 40, I must say.
Look at that.
40 does look good on her.
Look at that. That is like the black Amazon rocking a black dress. Can you see?
Well, see the things you people like. Well, yeah. Happy birthday to Iniedo. Happy 40th to...
But she looks like she's basically in her 25,
Yeah, she
thereabout.
actually does look young. But like people say, when there is good money, you can actually take care of yourself, right? You have access to the best of everything. You can afford to live on fruits. You can afford to have good supplements. I mean, it's according to most people anyway, it can be an excuse, but with more money, the tendency of you looking like that is very possible.
Well, there are still some persons who have money but do not get to take care of themselves. So for this group of persons, they have the money.
It's also a willing thing.
Yes, and they have the willingness to take care of themselves. So congratulations, Iniedo. Many more happy, forever young looking years to you. And we are celebrating you and we are proud of you here in Akwa Ibom State.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so this one is sweet.
Yeah.
So over the past week, Simi Adekunle Gold had her birthday, and then she's one of the judges on the Nigerian Idol panel, and the host decided to do a quick birthday celebration for her, and Viola Adekunle Gold, her husband, comes to surprise her on set. I like the way Ike delivered the lines. Ike said, "Oh, we took the pains to go communicate with some of your top fans, and then one of them came out to say how much of a fan he is of you, and then because of that, we brought him in to celebrate you, on this special occasion." And then next thing, look at somebody's son where don't find her that. Yeah. Someone's son came out. Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing. And the oar.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just take the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you at least get a cake?
I got several cakes.
Seven cakes?
Several cakes.
Several?
Probably 7. And I had like a
Wow.
pool party with my friends.
Oh.
I mean, it turned out that I caught a cold
Odd
yesterday.
moment when you find
so-
out on the show you're not a friend.
Yeah.
You know, she had a pool party with her friends.
Well,
It's all right.
I
Devon,
mean,
did you get to go?
You didn't call me.
Obi, did you go?
I was gonna call you,
Rats.
but then
We're acquaintances, guys. That's official. We discovered on national TV that we were feeling close. But you know what we did? Because we thought we were friends. We gave one of your super fans a chance to come tell you how much they love you. It's so we reached out
wow.
to people on your timeline.
Oh my God.
And one of the people following you came out, tried to prove how much of a super fan they were, and we think they really do appreciate you. So let's welcome Simi's super fan, ladies and gentlemen.
Simi super fan.
Say the word, you have my love, another life, your life. Really happy to be your daddy all over again, yeah. I done the wall, so you can fly. Make them joke, if they no like them. My baby, I'll be there for you every milestone, amen, yeah. Celebration for my baby, it's your day, alright. me hallelujah, lo my God every day. Take your time, do your dance, and do it all day long, yeah. Jubilation, oh baby, it's your day. Hallelujah, lo my shit every day. It's your time.
I hate to interrupt what's going on, but Superfan, come first. Superfan, tell me how. Superfan, how does it feel to finally have met your idol?
It feels like magic.
I'm going to give you a chance to speak freely now to her. Just imagine in your mind that you're her man. And then just speak like that.
Nah, I just want to say I'm proud of you. Well done. Deja and I are rooting for you, and we love you. I love you, baby. Well done.
Adekule Gold, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for him. Wait. All right.
That definitely has me on all of my glee. Like, oh God. Oh, I have smoke in my eyes.
But
you know that in a season where it feels like marriage has been put on the spotlight for all the wrong reasons in recent weeks, I must say that this is like a breath of fresh air with regards to marriage and relationships. We still see that there are people who are putting in the efforts to make their relationships and their marriage work, and then still be able to show people that, yeah, these things are happening. Adekunle Gold and Simi are upon 8 and 9 or 9 years in marriage, and they're rooting for each other. And I mean, that's so beautiful. I love the show of awe on her face, like, sir, are you the one? Like,
But you know, one of the most beautiful thing about relationship, about love, is that it just never grows old. It never dies. For true love, I mean, like the singers would say, every other love fades, every other love cheats, every other love can break, it can end. But true love never gets to be on any of those scenarios, and that is what we're seeing playing out here. And I must say, Adekunle Gold is quite a romantic guy. I mean, it takes a lot of love, a lot of respect, a lot of appreciation, you know, to actually come to mind and plan something special for that special woman you have in your life. And yes, like you rightly say, this has definitely put marriage in a good light, because lots of persons would always say, like a comment I recently saw upon on the heels of Yul the Duce's situation. Some of the persons who came out said it is very rare. In fact, the person said it's impossible to find a faithful husband who is a celebrity or is in the entertainment industry, but let alone see one who would treat you right 24/7 without, you know, all of those fireworks and tears. But then Adekunle Gold has come out to tell us that, yes, love is a beautiful thing. Yes, we still have great Nigerian men who love, literally adore their woman, and would go the extra mile to make them know that, I mean, you are the one and you will always be the one. And I love the fact that Simi got wow.
Yeah,
like
that's
you know,
like the height of everything.
yes, I love that part. It's one thing for you to plan something beautiful for your partner. It's another thing for them, yes, to get to appreciate you back. And that was it for me. But then I think we get to feel what Nigerians had to say on the sections of what we call the section of the netizens or the family lovers. So let's take some comments from Nigerians and what they think about what Adekunle did. Okay, so we've had lots of comments from the Nigerian space. Sorry about that not being legible enough for everyone to see. But then some of the comments we had on the ladies' part, most of the ladies coming out to say, God, when? Others coming out to say, finally, there is a man who has shown us that love is a beautiful thing and marriage actually is a loving thing for one to get involved in. And we've also seen others who come out to the section and saying that, you know, marriage, love, relationship is basically about the two persons involved. If they want it to work, it is going to work. If they don't want it to work, it is not going to work. And then we've also had, some funny, hilarious comments. And one of the most hilarious one that actually got me was, does it mean Simi and Adekunle Gold's surprise party is going to take us to heaven? And I just wonder what goes through the minds of Nigerians. And then the most crazy one I saw again was the one who asked, how does this affect the economy of Nigeria?
You are not serious. So Alex Ekwe says, when a woman loves you so much and you love her back equally, anything you do for her, no matter how little, will make her feel special, and she will cherish that little gift like you gave her the whole world. Simi and AG, I love your union.
Oh my goodness. And that is exactly the reality of life.
It's good when we can still have examples, really.
And then this one says, Peace Ochefe says, it was so beautiful to behold. Love is truly a beautiful thing when you are with the right person. But seriously, D'banj is such a sweet soul. See how happy he was for them. See how he was all over the place smiling. It was so genuine. Everyone needs a D'banj in their lives, Biko.
D'banj has actually been as in full of so much cruise on the panel. So even Amaka that left me last month followed a comment, love is good when you meet the right partner. Amaka was like, a left partner just because NYC never pay me for 2 months now and I don't get money for barbecue. You left me.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Wahala.
Now that was serious wahala. This was like off the hook, like off the planet, off the place.
You never experienced it.
But basically, why would Amaka leave him? I'm kind of wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, we can take one more. And then
But why would Amaka leave? Okay, so
I like this one. So I'm going to be her and you take me.
Okay.
Do you have a car?
Yes, I have a Lamborghini.
Wow, that's so nice. I don't know why I feel so comfortable talking to you.
But I'm renting it.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you that I have a boyfriend.
Because my Ferrari is under
Repairs or something
repairs.
like that.
Yeah, definitely. My Ferrari is under repairs. Okay, now, so that is like a toast line, meeting a woman for the first time as kickstarting a conversation, and oh my
Like,
goodness.
no, like Nigerians can be so savage in comment sections. Like, I don't know what their aim is. But, we're having this conversation, I think, in the course of the week, and how that people have settled in with the fact that it's okay for you to expect one way or the other that your partner is going to cheat. Do you get? Like, a woman doesn't go into a relationship or into a marriage having the expectation that her man is never going to cheat. Who's selling us those things, though?
Who's selling us those things, though? That's a question I can equally ask, but I want to believe that it boils down to the cultural norms, the cultural stereotypes, the cultural spirit.
Many people be like, no, there is nobody that is faithful. Nobody can be faithful. I'm like, really?
Now, let me bring it down to a language, and I have to translate that. In a language, Ibibio specifically, they say, that means a man cannot help but cheat. Now, over time, I've come to question that mindset.
Those are not
because
really-
we know, in as much as man has been rumored to be the most flirty, the most indisciplined person when it comes to moving from one woman to another, from one partner to another, we've also seen that men can be faithful. So when you make an excuse, that's what I keep telling women, when you make an excuse for a man and then you've subconsciously designed your mind to believe that a man cannot help but cheat, then you've already made the excuse for him before he even commits the action. So when he does commit the action, he's already conscious also of the fact that you had possibly known that he would cheat. So what comes, oh babe, I'm sorry, but you already know, you already knew I was going to do this.
But I believe that our mindset are setting the atmosphere over our relationship. So if I go into a relationship expecting that, it's not a problem, one day, one way or the other, this man is going to cheat, I think it creates the atmosphere for those possibilities to happen. Now, we are not even saying that, avenues to cheat doesn't show up in everybody's life. But it's a matter of self-discipline and the things you have told yourself, I cannot. You make those choices every day. So I just believe that if you say it in your words and keep it as a mindset somewhere in your head, that I beg you, there's no way to enter into a relationship and expect either of the party won't cheat. Then I just think you're setting up yourself for trouble. I believe that if you expect a faithful relationship as a faithful person yourself, because what you sow you will reap, I believe. So I mean, you can, you know that I get your point. I get your. Sometimes people are sowing faithfulness and reaping unfaithfulness, but I just feel it's not a good way for people to get into relationships. Don't get into relationships expecting that man will always be man, they will cheat. No. So, but then moving on in stories of relationships. So the real Worry Pikin and her husband celebrated 9 years
Together.
marriage anniversary.
Oh my God.
I mean, people are rooting for their marriages every year, every now and then, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And then we have a video of how that we should take. So she just digging it up with the dance and everything.
And you know Warrior Pekin, she knows how to. She just knows how to dance.
9 years is a long journey.
Oh
That
my.
closing in on a decade of love, sacrifice, patience, growth, and everything. Let's take the video.
I can't wait.
Like I'm
Let's
just
join
like
her in
doing
the
that,
dancing.
I'm like, where's the video already? It's such a beautiful thing, and when you're able to just stay on and
Hey, Odogu.
Unafunga everything umalam. Wagama funny one them. For this life we walk up on a to bed. Ofu moja bichi jide bube. Akwanya malo makaju wana wangili.
Area, let me show you the definition.
did I just hear area like
No, can we go back to that video? Like, get to see that part. You know, that's like her typical accent.
Unafunga everything umalam. Wagama funny one them. For this life we walk up on a to bed. Ofu moja bichi jide bube.
Area, let me show you the definition of Odogu and more.
Oh my goodness. The
She wants to say
definition of
Odogu
Odogu and
and
more. Oh my goodness. That's, I like the way she describes the husband. And if you're a follower of Warri Pikin, you would always see lots of videos between her girls, and her husband. And you kind of wonder, I mean, despite all of the rumors circulating on the social media, despite all of the marriage breakups and relationship breakups and divorce, especially from the entertainment industry, you still get to find amazing couple who have consistently been truthful with themselves, consistently been honest with themselves, and gone through thick and thin together. And you still find them holding hands, still laughing, still dancing, still smiling. And you wonder, how do they do it?
well,
I think at this point you know, these celebrities, this other side of the celebrities who believe that marriage is like being in the movies, you know, you marry today, you jump out tomorrow, should actually go to persons like Real Warri Pikin. I mean, the likes of, for the younger generation, and the likes of, you know, Olu Jacobs and Joker Silver, and all of those amazing celebrities whose marriage have lasted more than decades and still counting, to learn one or two things, you know, and that would really help us, because the image being sent out from the entertainment space to the larger society is that marriage doesn't work and marriage isn't working. So it creates a very negative image on the minds of would-be married men and women, and it's not something that is healthy.
well, congratulations to the Real Warrior Pikin and her Odogu. Marriage sure does work if you want it to work for you. You can always I think that when you want something to work, it's just like being in the business world. Get a mentor, get an image that is working and set it before you, and you can follow. If you feel like when you keep saying marriages are not working, it means it's because you're looking at all the wrong examples of marriages. If you believe it's gonna work, look for good examples. So yes, congratulations to the real Warri Pikin and Adekunle Gold and the wife. I must say, those are like two back-to-back good examples that we have. Moving on in the trends of marriage, I believe that I've said this thing jokingly around that God is in the Nollywood and entertainment industry sharing spouses. So we moved to Tim Godfrey, who just recently got married to his happy place, as he calls her. His happy place, Erica.
It's definitely a happy place.
So Tim Godfrey over the week, I beg your pardon, got married. So yes, the portion of the sharing of spouses reached Tim after 4 decades plus on earth. You get it? God is in the good business. Yes, we have like great expectations that there will be one more good example, with regards to marriage and relationship. He's a role model to a lot of people, and we do really hope that this works out well.
Well, Tim has been one of the most amazing personalities in the field. He's been consistent with his message. He's been consistent with his song. And we just didn't see this coming. Remember, I think it was just recent we saw pictures of him and his heartthrob surface on the internet. And finally, they have done it. And they are legally together. And like you said, a lot of Nigerians are expecting that, we're going to see this one last. I mean, if you had to wait for more than 4 decades to finally, get to find the happy place, we do hope that the happy place is going to remain the happy place for the rest of your life, and you're going to keep enjoying. I mean, just see the laughter on both the faces, see how happy they are, and see the joy they have, and feel him vibing and singing for the love of his life, the happy place that he wants to be for the rest of his life. It's just sweet, sweet, sweet.
Beautiful. Tim Godfrey, Dr. Tim Godfrey, the Nara crooner of the Ndribo singing. Tim and Erica there. Tim and Erica.
Yeah,
giving
Tim
you a bit of
and
love.
Erica. It's beautiful. Like, I just feel this should always be the story for all of us in Nigeria, all of us in Africa, all of us in the world. I mean, God created marriage to complete man and woman. It's just not right for one to be alone. And it's just not right to even be, it's even worse to be in a relationship and find out that you are alone in that relationship.
It's like you're about to start a relationship sermon. I'm about to leave you alone.
Okay, let's leave it alone. But congratulations to Geoffrey and the wife.
To Tim Godfrey and Erica, I must say. That's a beautiful addition for the gospel music ministry sect and, the entertainment industry altogether. So yeah, congratulations to them. We wish you all the best. And moving on to Hollywood, Johnny Depp, he said he had an aim of giving his character Jack Sparrow a proper goodbye, but then he's been in the media for all kinds of tussle with his wife, Heard, for violence,
Domestic violence
domestic
issues.
violence, some sort of abuse. There's been videos that popped up on the media, and I think even like voice messages, recordings, and then he's been in and out of court, and the case has been lingering. At this time, I think this particular project was, brought under the knife, and he just explained that he actually really wanted to bring the Jack Sparrow character to a proper end, but the way things had what's the English word,
Unfolded
unfolded,
in his life.
in his life, caused that I think he was put out of the project, so but here it is. But for me, I think what struck for me in this Johnny Depp's issue is the comment section. People had a lot of opinion to share with regards to the fact that this is the case of domestic abuse, but it feels like it was more with verbal words, but his wife seemed to incite a lot of those scenarios, and in the videos and in the comebacks, you get to see that Johnny Depp was even, like sidestepping her in all of the times, but then he's still in court for the issue. So it's more like he's being dragged at the expense of his career and his identity and all of those things.
Well, for the first time, we're having a man come out to speak openly about being a victim of domestic violence, a victim of domestic abuses. For the first time, the court has actually allowed him grounds to speak openly and say what he has been going through. And like you rightly said, in the messages that have surfaced online, from the voice note to the videos, you will always say that Jack Sparrow is always, not reacting to the wife, and the wife is always like prompting him to say something, as it were probably oftentimes she's the one doing the recording, so that is just like an intentional
Yeah, and
act
then people are even asking,
to
why
get
does
in
she have
caught.
to record all of those
Now
things?
that was like an intentional act to have an excuse to show that he was the one actually abusing her, as against or opposed to she being the one abusing him. And now you would one of the things that have really surfaced, that have gathered so much reactions from social media users, has been the fact that within one of the voice calls, she was, heard saying, "Say it out. Let me hear you say it out. Let's see if anyone would believe that you have been a victim of domestic abuse, of domestic violence," and all of that. And that goes a lot to tell what society is like. Now, we have said here on one or two of the edition of the program that in the world now, the issue of domestic violence, the issue of domestic abuse, like we had the FIDA representative some time ago, is not just about men abusing women. It has gotten to the point where we have to look at the side of women abusing men.
Yeah.
And until we get to that consciousness, then the different men, especially with the fact that, men are brought up or to believe that they shouldn't cry, and they shouldn't feel weak, or they shouldn't express their emotions, or let alone let the people know what they're going through. So lots of women are also capitalizing on the fact that, for instance, you're a man, you step out and tell a policeman that a woman raped you, and they'll be like, is that possible in the first place? But these things are happening because you're a man. You step into the police or go to a law enforcement officer to report that you're being abused by your wife, and
It's
they
hardly
find
believable.
it difficult to even believe. And that's the scenario that played out here. The wife knows that it's going to be very difficult for Jack Sparrow to be believed. And, and then she is taking undue advantage of that fact and even boastfully saying it out. But luckily, finally, he's been given the opportunity to air his mind. And I think and I hope, the court would eventually grant him what he deserves. I mean, at this point in time, his work has not been affected, but his work in the
Yes,
entertainment
his
industry
work.
has been affected. And that has been the bone of contention, that he should not be affected if his wife is not affected. And everything should be done to, remove all of the barriers that concerns his work and, of course, his image. I mean, for crying out loud, he's been the victim and not the one, dishing out the abuses.
Yeah, I think it's also a really bad place when like celebrities get into trouble with each other as partners, and you realize that oftentimes it's your work and it's your career that that is on the table for the slicing. believe it's wicked. One way or the other, the spouse that is getting all this other attention, their work is secure, everything is fine about them, and they put the other partner in limelight for all of the wrong reasons, and it affects the things that matters to these people the most. What do you want to turn their lives into? Because even Johnny Depp says, even if he's being offered $300,000, he is not going to go back to playing the Jack Sparrow role anymore. So that's it's just a lot. I think we have social media comments, and then we'll just
definitely
take
have
it.
a few of that. So let's go to the social media section.
Okay, yeah. So this is someone saying his work should never have been affected. Hasn't. One rule for one and not the other. He's innocent. Social media judges. There are a couple that didn't get along, and she pushed it to the limits for her advantage in work and financial gains. Come on, Jolly.
We got
you.
Now that is the truth, the true reality of things. And Tanya says, I have the feeling he might still have the chance to give Captain Jack Sparrow a proper goodbye when this is over and he wins in court. Well, we do hope he wins in court.
We do hope he wins in court.
Definitely. I mean, the evidence so far,
Doesn't,
not trying to judge at this point in time or have some media trial, but the evidence are overwhelming, and it shows that
work
in his favor. And Theresa says Johnny Depp deserves to give Captain Sparrow the send-off he deserves. I hope Disney gives him this. Now that one is coming from Theresa Barberno. And yes, I think given the fact that John has done so much with the Jack Sparrow character, you know, he deserves to be given that. Okay, this one is, let's quickly take this one. Karen says Johnny Depp was an exemplary father and spouse before he met Amber Heard. She is the problem. Get rid of her. Leave Johnny Depp alone. Now, for the first time, you know, lots of persons are siding with Johnny Depp. Lots of persons who have been, you know, ardent followers of his off and on set have consistently said he's always a good man, he's always been a good father, he's always been a good spouse. But then this is the situation. So this is probably like a lot of persons are saying is like intentionally trying to paint a good man bad in order to crucify him and make him lose all that he has worked for over the years that he has spent on it. So we definitely hope that this works out well for Jack. I mean, it's something that you wouldn't want to experience even for your worst enemy, if there are persons who have enemies, because me, I don't have one.
Okay, moving on. So ex-Big Brother star Lakon describes the state of the nation and says that he is scared.
Well, who wouldn't be scared?
My brother, actually, who wouldn't be scared?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at a country that you can't go to bed and sleep with both your eyes closed and not be scared of the fact that, you know, you might not wake up the next day, or at the middle of the night, you might be hearing somebody knock on your door with a gun pointing at your face and robbing you of all that you have. You're traveling on the road, the security is not guaranteed. You're traveling by air. Oh, what? Where are you? Is it in your house? Is it on the road? Is it in the church or in the realization centers across the country? Everywhere is just not safe. And insecurity in Nigeria has become one of the major, greatest challenges of all times. And it's like it's increasing in magnitude, it's increasing in technological advancement. And we've had, you know, lots of reactions. This is like, Lakon is like one of numerous other celebrities
that have
come out to say this is actually going bad. We need a way out. But how do we get that way out is the question that must be answered. And thankfully, I'm just hoping that, you know, we get to solve that problem come 2023.
Okay, let's just read Lakon's tweet verbatim and just share what he is scared about. Okay, so I am scared, I am really scared. What kind of government is this? Universities are closed. They have been closed for months, and these people are focused on elections alone. Kai, that's even a very strong statement there. I mean, the fact that it feels like the government or people in leadership, I should say it that way, people in leadership are more focused on the 2023 elections and they're leaving a lot of things in the nation to suffer as a result of that. And just as an aside, for a country that is also crying out so loud about lack and the fact that we don't have money and we are borrowing, but we are buying presidential
Nomination
expression.
tickets.
The one that amazes me is called expression of interest forms at exorbitant prices.
Well,
When you buy a form at that amount, what are you going to use to do all of the other processes, get to win? You go back to the seat and then you try to repay that money and all of the other monies that you got. So I must say I agree with Lakon's final statement. Everybody just seems to be focused on the wrong things at the very wrong time.
well, I think at this point in time, I would join the ASU union in their standpoint. Recall that recently ASU came out to say, for instance, the federal government was planning to borrow trillions of naira to, replace the subsidy, the fuel subsidy. And ASU says, you can simply give us 200 from there and sort all of the problems that is happening in the educational system. And then moving away from that, they gave up a figure of what Nigerians spend in foreign universities. And they also stated clearly, if all of those money were to be spent in Nigeria, then the educational system will be able to
better than what
compete
it is.
favorably with every other, major good educational system across the world that we've had Nigerians run to in order to find quality education. Moving away from that, the money budgeted for elections. This is also something that could be channeled to the educational system. But then it goes to show that our leaders have different priorities as to what benefits them and what benefits the larger society. And lots of Nigerians at this point are oftentimes saying the Nigerian leaders don't care about what happens to the average common man or what happens home. What matters to them is staying, in touch, staying in charge of power and being at the helms of affairs, whether or not things are working out for other people. But I am hoping, seriously, words in the street, out in the street, I am hoping that this time around, Nigerian youths get to use their head to vote in their leaders. That is my hope right now, because that is the only way we can get saved from the situations we are facing in this country.
There's a lot in the body language of our leaders, and I believe it's time for us to be more deliberate with our choice, because if you say that 100 people have come out with, say, 100 million naira to buy forms for a particular seat in the country, 100 million naira times 100 people, you're talking about, I think, about 1 trillion. That's a lot of money that is circulating inside this country that does not have power sector working, that doesn't have some federal roads. So it even means that there are certain individuals that have the willpower to be able to fix certain sectors to make Nigeria comfortable. But all we want to use our money for is pursue politics. There shall be peace in our nation.
Amen.
But Alekon, don't be scared, eh? Things will get fine.
Abio.
Yes, sir.
But just stay on the bright side.
Yeah, really.
We just might get to find our own freedom and liberation come 2023 if we all use our head right. I mean,
as we're even talking about it, we need to just even encourage everybody. Go out there, get your PVCs, have an educated opinion about the person you want to vote into office. Check your leaders out, do background search, compare and contrast, get your PVC, and let 2023 be a better year, right? Okay, so we're moving on. There was this security guards, there were these security guards,
the dancing
who
security
popped up on
guys.
the internet for dancing, and then their firm sacked them. And then from there, it turned from one sad situation to them becoming social media celebrities, got a scholarship, and then they had traveled outside the country to start, to pursue an education in Cyprus. And they have been shown continuing their pathway with what shall I call it, social media celebrity life. So they show up in Cyprus on the first day of classes dressed in agbada.
Well, I appreciate the fact that they went to Cyprus and then You know, they give up the Nigerian vibes, the Nigerian culture in their dress sense, and they are telling the people of the country that yes, we are from Nigeria. And I appreciate the fact that they've stick together, and I hope they stick together. But most importantly, I hope they take their studies serious so they don't get to miss out on the point. So by the end of their stay, they come back, you know, a lot more revived, a lot more educated, a lot more enlightened, a lot more richer.
Yes, please. They should endeavor to use the opportunity very well and represent our country in very great light. So congratulations to them. Keep the Nigerian flag flying very,
high.
very, very high. It's been a very long stretch of conversations already, and I believe that we should take a music break. And we are going to be taking Ayo by Simi. Ayo means joy. So let's take this one
Yeah,
away.
because
Yeah.
Adekunle gave joy to see me. So let's enjoy that vibe.
Right.
First, let me say to you, I cannot wait to see you. You are the treasure I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? I dey pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know, say every day I dey pray for you. Oh, in my heart today is a permanent place for you. That's why my heart it a beat like do bad. Cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I am fair. I sing for you and I be like do bad. Baby, now you I go pick up, I am fair, me I am fair. That's why my heart it a beat like do. Cause now you I choose, so I don't fair me, I don't fair. I sing for you and I be like do. Baby, now you I go pick up, I don't fair me, I don't fair. Only for you it a be like do. I sing for you, my baby, oh. Baby, see me now.
Do care. My heart beats. Eh. My heart is into to care. I don't know what is to care for, Shaba is to care.
But Duduke is basically a love song dedicated to yours truly.
I'm dedicating to myself.
You're dedicating to yourself. Okay, no problem. We understand. But then, this is like one of those songs that made wave and went viral during the lockdown period. And we had lots of video challenge, including men, showing their big tummy and Dudukeing alongside. But then, I think Ayo in Yoruba basically means blessing, according to what I've been told.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ayo means joy.
Oh, joy. Also, so the person who gave me the translation gave me the wrong version.
Ayo means joy.
I think I have to go back to class and confirm that.
Please,
But
pleasure.
then, it's a beautiful thing that, these two persons have been together. They've dedicated songs to each other. And then their own love goes past just, singing songs and dedicating them to each other and writing about each other, to actually living out the love for you to see that this is their reality 24/7. It's not something that, they just put up in the media or for the media space to see, but this has been consistent with their daily lifestyle. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah. I want to say thank God for them.
What you just did.
Yeah.
Now, moving away from, Duduke and all of those happy
Serious
things.
issues on the table.
Another serious issue. Now, this is like one of the most heartbreaking news I've heard this year.
Sorry, let me put it this way. On the caption of 1 Week, One Trouble, Yola Dochi made the headlines. And we are about to, just look into the matter. So this is more like a monogamy versus polygamy kind of conversation. And Yo has trended for about a week.
A week plus, and it's still trending.
Yeah, it's still, because the story keeps unfolding in like different parts. So in the course of the week, Yola Dochi actually took to social media with the caption, "It is time for the world to meet my son." Right, and then he gave details of his escapade, marital escapade with his second wife, announcing that he has gotten married to another woman, and of course, Nigeria has been on the heat on this particular topic.
So it says, "It's time for the world to meet my son. His name is Star Dike Munachi Yul Edoche. Born by my second wife at Judy Austin, and I love him so much, just as mom loved my other children." Wow.
Okay, so that we don't even miss it. And that is his first wife who commented beneath that post, "May God judge you both." May, who's on black on the other side. That is Yo Edochie's first wife, who he's been married to for 17 years. A decade and 7. Almost getting to a second decade. And then you wake up in the middle of your contract on monogamy and you hear that your monogamous contract has been turned into a polygamous contract without your consent. It reached for May Yul the duty to say, may God judge you both.
You know, like I said, this is like the most difficult news for me. This is like the most heartbreaking news for me because of the multi-dimensional aspect to the story and the long-term effect this is going to have on the Nigerian people and even people outside Nigeria who come up with this story. Now, considering the Nigerian economic system, we know the reality on ground is that you have lots of young men who are of marriable age, years of long women who are also ready for marriage, but for some economic reasons, on the side of the men, we are not having the men come forward most times to do what they know is the right thing to do. And the situation of Reason With Me as released in the song by P Square comes into play on several, on different angle or from different angle. Now, May has been with Yul from the very beginning, from when he had nothing. And he has consistently said that he had asked her whether she is going to stick with him, and she said yes. And then she went ahead to promise and vow to him that she's not going to stress his life, she's not going to be too demanding, she's not going to, you know, make life miserable for him, she's going to support him. And for more than 10 years, almost 20 years, she has been consistently doing that, consistently being there for him. And then he himself has said that, I mean, she is like the most beautiful thing that happened to him. And then you wake up one morning
and decide that you are the one who will stress her life.
You wake up one morning and decided to cheat. And as if that cheating was not enough, as if putting her life in danger because of STDs and other sexually transmitted diseases, in place, you went a step further to actually paying the bride price, reportedly, because we are here to have him make a declarative statement whether or not he actually has paid the bride price. Now, you allegedly paid the bride price behind your wife's back without talking to her about it, without having some level of conversation and agreement with her. You go ahead, get married. And then, like all other Nigerians, she only gets to find out what you have done on the social media space. That is like the most diminishing, the most dehumanizing, most wicked kind of stuff that a husband who swore and vowed before God and man to love another could do to the person. And I just love the fact that, and it goes a long way to show the simplicity nature, the humane nature, the loving nature of May. All she said was just, may God judge you both.
It's a very sad situation, I must say, because it puts May in a very bad space. In a time where we are arguing a lot about mental health issues, you just wake up, and drag someone into space that she wasn't prepared for. Now, if we're saying it was a dating relationship or marriage of a few years, we're talking of 17 years of investing into this person's life. I believe, like most people, are of the opinion that there is no problem if you had gone out to cheat and you had a baby. It's applaudable if you took responsibility for the child. But going on to marry the lady, I think that's a little too much. Now, there are a lot of things in the context of the conversation. Number one, Yul is a Christian. And for the best part of it, arguably so, it is not something that Christians are known for in recent times, because people have gone back to like argue about Bible terms and all of those things. People just look for baseless arguments, I must say. But then it doesn't really represent the things that he has put himself out there to be as a person and represent over time. So the mathematics does not tally. Of course, he's coming out to defend himself one way or the other, defend his choice. But are you thinking of the people that you're putting in a bad space? I think it's just selfish.
Well, you've said it all, and lots of persons have come out to make statements, and that takes us to the next story, the families and colleagues' reaction.
Yeah.
Now, we've had, one of the humorous part was one of the bloggers actually coming out to say she doesn't mind becoming Yul's third wife, and that was on the humor side. And what was her reason? That, Yul is cute, and if she can have the same cute son that she has with Judy, then she wouldn't mind. But that's on a lighter note. But one statement that actually got to me was the one from the father, the elder statesman Pete Edochie, who said that from the beginning of his life, Yul has never been an obedient son. He has never listened to him. He has never been following instructions. And that he and the entire family were not aware of Yul's actions until it surfaced on the social media space. And then that as a father and an elder statesman, the only wife he knows and is allowed in his family and is known legally, maritally, culturally to him and the family is May. And that is the only person that is welcome. Now, a lot of Nigerians have commended Pete Edochie for making that statement. And that is coming after Yul's elder brother made a similar statement that he was not there when the bride price was paid. He was not informed, he was not there, and so therefore he is not in support of that marriage. And now lots of Nigerians would also say that if Yul actually wanted to get married, he should have followed the basic thing to have been done, and that is call his wife and have a conversation, rather than just waking up, taking decisions, making actions, and then putting the young woman out there in the public space.
Why do you spring up such a surprise? That's not a surprise to spring on anybody. Social media, when we've been married, come on. It's not just right. It doesn't tally. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so we have some social media reactions.
This is Uche Edochie,
Yes.
his elder brother. Hello guys, so my younger brother Yul Edochie just married a second wife out of the blue, and Nigerians are freaking out. I get it. We are all shocked. I am a low-key type of guy and I have tried to mind my own business, but this circus is chasing me around too. So here is my take. I see two main problems here. His first wife, Mary, a wonderful woman, and my sister-in-law did not go into a relationship with my brother, agreeing to be part of a polygamous marriage. That's the first problem. So I feel for Mary. It is not fair on her. My family are not in support. This is not what we do, and we are trying our best to console Mary. What else can we do? The second issue is that Yul is not a Muslim. If he was a Muslim, no one will be talking about this. Muslims marry as many wives as they want and nobody says anything. Traditional rulers and traditionalists of sorts do the same thing too. And the Nigerian constitution recognizes polygamy as a legal marital union. Maybe we should, take that out of the constitution. Well, that's Uche, who is Yul's elder brother, who has come out to defend himself, defend his family, that, hey guys, we're not in the no, we are not a part of this. It's not something that the reputable Pete Edochie family, sat down to do against the marital union between May and Yul. This decision is strictly on Yul Edochie. So it's a really sad one. It doesn't communicate respect, it doesn't communicate honor, it doesn't communicate value. Now someone might try to say that, oh, okay, he's owning up for his mistake. There's so many ways that he should have taken responsibility for this. And sometimes I must say this, that sometimes we are vying for certain opportunities in life and we are not taking the proper steps with regards to our daily decisions, which may affect our long-term goal. So, but then it's really been a sad one.
It's been a sad one, and one thing that Nigerians have actually commended the family, the Yul Edochie's family, for is coming out to state their stand categorically and not try to support their son, regardless of the fact that he has made a terrible blunder by making those decisions. So we appreciate them for standing up for the truth. We appreciate them for sticking with May at this particular point in time, and we do hope that she gets to get past that. But there is another angle to this that actually got me. Daddy Freeze made a comment that Nigerians feel should happen as a way of deterring men from waking up from their slumber and going to marry another wife, without the consent of their wife. And Daddy Freeze said at this point that May, in his opinion, May, who is still very much young, very much beautiful, should also go ahead and marry his second husband and then make a post the same way you did and post, "You are still my number one husband," so that we get to see how he is going to feel and how he will react and all of that. But they say two wrongs don't make it right, and May is an honorable woman, and I don't see her taking that decision.
Wow, you have tried. You have really tried. You have represented yourself in such a good light. We wish him all the best. But to be fair, is it to be fair? But the baby is cute. That baby is cute.
Well,
such a fine baby.
He
should have just taken responsibility.
The innocent baby has
future.
absolutely nothing to do with this.
Mix.
It has absolutely nothing. So let the child be.
And then, this is a part that we're almost forgetting. How can we tell how long he and Judy have been in a secret relationship or even married? That's the back end that we are not able to tell. Do you get? We can't even tell how long this has been going on behind closed doors before, because his caption is like, "It's time for the world to see."
Okay. So this is another comment. This one say, "How women take pride in sleeping with other women's husband is what I don't understand. Her future president with no self-control. If you're bold enough with what you did, why did it take you this long to announce this? The Justin of a lady has probably pressured you into announcing the secret sin. My thought is with your wife." Now, this is coming from the angle you just mentioned politically. Recall that you'll actually vow for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and declared his intention that he was going to go for that office. So Nigerians are also asking, is this the level of indiscipline that you would have exhibited in the office? You're just a celebrity, according to some Nigerians, and then you are doing this level of harm to your wife, to a woman who has been there for you. What are the chances that you wouldn't do worse to Nigerians, given the mantle of leadership, given the opportunity to lead the people?
Okay, the guy has done something wrong. So with all the pride and integrity bequeathed to the family and well guarded by the father to have gained people's love and pride for the family, that is what this guy rolled on the floor. Marrying second wife is never a crime, but doing it in a dirty way is the evil thereof.
Yeah, that is definitely the point. In as much as we know some section of Nigeria, traditionally, religiously speaking, agree to you marrying, we know the Muslims can marry up to more than 4 wives, as many as they want. And then the traditional practices of Nigerians or persons in the traditional region can also marry as many wives as they want. But as far as Christianity is concerned, and particularly in the Catholic Church, you are entitled to just 1 wife. So if for any reason you want to marry another wife, then you first and foremost should have followed through the process. Get out, leave Christianity alone so that you don't drag the name of the Lord in vain.
His brother Uche actually did make that comment.
Yeah.
He actually said that maybe what you should do is transit to another religion.
Exactly.
That accommodates his desire to be polygamous in nature. See, ask those who come from polygamous families. It's never fun. It's never fun. There is an extent to which you can create a balance in that mix. But then what is done is done. We hope that one way or the other that May can find a way to bounce back to life and keep enjoying herself for what it's worth, live up to the expectations of her life. Yeah, so moving on yet still to marriage and marital relationship issues. They seem to have been in the media space for, maybe 2 months on the go. It's been back-to-back issues with relationships and marriages, and then we're just wondering where we got something wrong. I'm not sure it was like this in the days of our parents. So late singer Osinachi Nwachukwu's autopsy has been conducted, and the police IGP has submitted it to the court for further hearing and further probing on the issue. So as you can see, the death of the gospel act is one that Nigerians did not take funny, and there are people in the country that are going to go to whatever extent they can to make sure that by the law, justice is perfected with regards to this issue, with whatever findings that the court of law is going to make. So her autopsy has been done. The police IGP, okay, we'll take this video.
Meanwhile, in all cases of this nature, there is an expert opinion which is required. And it is because of this that the police have approached the National Hospital, where the corpse is deposited to conduct a postmortem examination to get an expert opinion as to the cause of death. As soon as this opinion is received at our end, we will finish our investigation and charge the suspect with the court of possible prosecution.
Well, that's the police giving us the findings from update on what has been happening so far. I recall that, when Osinachi's news came into limelight and the husband being reportedly, being responsible for her death and the accusations of domestic abuse, like what we've seen with the Jack Sparrow situation, a lot of Nigerians, just rose up to the scenario. Lots of stories surfaced on the internet. Lots of persons said they were not aware she was suffering. Others said they were aware, but that she didn't want to be helped. But then, at the end of the line, every section of the society agreed to the fact that justice must be served. And the Christian Association of Nigeria actually came out to say that they will ensure that justice is served in Osinachi's case. But then, lots of Nigerians also said this was like a step taken too late, because the said husband has been a pastor, and the said husband, who is a pastor, who should be the representative of the body of Christ, loving his wife right, and through his actions and decisions actually happened to reportedly be the one who was responsible for all the things that she went through. And one cannot negate the fact that the children of Osinachi and the husband, or the children of Osinachi, gave detailed analysis of what their mother used to go through. And if their words is anything to go by, I mean, the fact that children of those ages, of those different ages, were able to detail the kind of, experiences their father made their mother go through, just went a long way to show that this was not something that was made up. This was not something that was, they were being asked to act on some script, because it was out in the public space. And some of the experts, counselors who went visiting, when the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs visited, actually got to confirm all of those findings. So we are hoping that justice will be served for Osinachi, and we are hoping that, all of us in Nigeria, men, women, we get to move away from the fact that everything that happens in a relationship, we get to express it through anger, we get to express it through her fist, we get to express it through verbal abuse. I mean, all of these things creates danger. It damages the personality of the person. It damages the self-worth, the self-esteem, and is not something that will augur well for the larger society at the long run. And so we hope that justice is saved, and that justice becomes a yardstick for others to learn the lessons, to always, communicate out of love and make the differences that they need in their relationship count. And yes, at this point in time is where we're going to take another quick music break. And when we return, we will be bringing up our guest to talk about a very critical issue that has to do with building our economy. And this time around, we are leaving you with a song, so just enjoy it. We'll be back after this break.
Legendary beats.
My blessing come now, favor fall down on me. Goodness and mercy follow me every day. Everything when I touch for this life, anything when I want. She not much one, oh, she not Porsche, oh. Me get if they do dirty, no my confusion, no wala, tori ola wole. Oh, what's it there? House has it all on video. Ayo, atola feel. If you believe, oh, shami, oh, aniko shami, oh, amire, oh, I owe me there, oh, every day, oh, showers of blessing rain on me. She na money where you want, oh, I be on fair amount, oh.
This is still Rise and Shine Saturday edition. I'd like to believe you've been having a wonderful time reeling on the roller coaster ride and of the stories that we have brought you today. Right about now, we are going to the interview section, and today, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I think we're going to do the usual honors. We have an amazing personality in the studio for the first time live on Spectrum Television. Ladies and gentlemen, join us and make welcome Mr. Esu Efia. He's the South coordinator STVNg. Woo!
Thank you for having me on Spectrum TV. I've been hearing on Spectrum TV, and wow.
And then finally you're here.
I am.
Okay.
In Spectrum.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, so the $1 billion question. I didn't want to ask that.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. So good to have you here.
Good.
Okay, so I have a $1 million question I'd like to ask.
Oh boy, I'm a billionaire. If you convert that to Naira, that is $1 billion. Ah, good. Ask.
Okay, so how was the journey here?
You want me to be straight, frank,
yeah.
Or you want me to be political?
No, straight frank.
No, like straight frank. Your experience.
You know, I've been here once, and I never wish to come back again.
Okay.
But coming around today,
it's not about coming to Spectrum. You've come to this village.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I came to Spectrum. We came for an inspection tour, and I came to the village afterwards. Coming back today, my heart was bim, 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 bim. But all of a sudden, I saw something that gave me a smile. In between, it was, boy, we are back to where we used to be. I was like, oh God, send rescue, send rescue, send rescue, send rescue, send rescue, send rescue. I think I've answered the question.
So that must be with regards to the road, right?
Yes, regards to the roads. Send rescue, please, God.
Please, God, answer his prayers and answer our prayers. Send rescue.
But I'm amazed at what I've seen. Planet evolving to Spectrum, and I don't know where we'll go after Planet Spectrum. After
Something
Spectrum,
huge is
something bigger is
I'm
coming.
impressed with what I've seen, the studio, the structure. I was asking myself, that means a miracle was done. Flying this edifice and this wonderful organization down here, a miracle was done. And that's why I say, oh God, please, 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 let the miracle be completed.
Yes, amen. Let the miracle be completed.
God, this prophecy will come to pass.
All
right, sir. That's so hilarious. I must say I think you're a very warm and a very lively person. So that works for me.
Wow, thank you.
All right, so let's jump into the issue of the day. We're talking about artisans and their role in economic development. Now, first and foremost, for lots of persons who might be wondering, during the introduction, we say you are the South coordinator of STVNg. Yeah. So let's start from the basic. What is STVNg about?
Okay. STVNg simply is an acronym of Association of Skilled and Vocational Artisans of Nigeria. It is a body that is duly registered with the Corporate Affairs of Nigeria and has its head office in Abuja, where we have our national president and national ESCO as state chapter or branches across the 36 states plus the FCT. And we have zonal coordinators and state coordinators. First, very blessed for me, I am the Akwa Ibom State Coordinator and also doubles as the South Coordinator. STVNg is all into the welfare of artisans. Some people call them the blue collar work. We look into collecting their datas, not just datas, going to training, going to empowerment, development. Sometimes some of them think they are okay. You see a carpenter that has been carpentering for over 20 years, like one of my friends in Abuja. When we were in primary school, he was a carpenter apprentice. Secondary school, he was a carpenter. He used to send himself to school right now. But he's still doing the same thing he used to do when we know him then. He's still doing it. But that's what ASVAN is about. We've noticed some of these things. I would say, no, we can't continue in the old norm and meet what the global reality challenge, the expectations. We want to make, I'm seeing a beautiful office, I think it's an office desk there. What we're sitting on is made by artisans. We have to improve. We have to improve. If we must sell, we have to improve. So ASVAN is about training, retraining, empowerment. Most people think empowerment is just to give money. Is one of aspects of empowerment is to give money, yes. But if you give money to people that don't know how to utilize the money, it's another economic drain. We also do advocacy, even though it has not been strongly pursued, because most people just say, let it go. Artisans are endangered species. They are endangered species because they don't have anybody speaking for them. Everybody think, what's this? Ordinary carpenter, my friend, will you go for ordinary mechanic? They think we don't have rights. We are working seriously to put up a law, and in the National Assembly, I believe they will expedite it and bring it out. The law that will protect artisans. Okay. Even though we want to protect the clients, we are also working on also getting them a good life. Some of them, they work, they give you houses, but they don't have houses, so that we'll give them housing scheme. We search for loans and sub-grants for them. I think that's basically the surround of.
Okay, now you've stated so much about ASVAN, and I asked that question because I needed our audience to understand that you have the criteria and have the credentials to speak about the question and the topic of the day, talking about the role of artisans and the economic situation of the country, and Akwa Ibom in particular. Now, all of our Akwa Ibom, for instance, we know that presently the focus is about, Dakada, according to the statement that is in the public space, standing up. And that is not just a political statement, which a lot of persons have come to terms with. It's about motivation. It's about inspiring persons to stand up and do something with their hands, knowing full well that the government cannot provide white-collar jobs for every citizen. And so we've had the proliferations of skills, here and there. We've had the proliferation of businesses, small businesses, what a lot of persons will call, or what professionals will call MSMEs or SMEs in Akwa Ibom State. And all of those persons bore down to artisans doing different trades. Now, my next question would be, how would you think the artisans in Akwa Ibom State, in Acclaim, are faring presently?
Frankly speaking, the artisans in Akwa Ibom State, I will answer it in two ways. They are faring in the hands of government, and they are faring, let me use that grammar. They say we don't go to school, so we'll try to break our grammar to. But they are faring also in aspect of themselves. I would say artisans in Akwa Ibom State, they are trying, they are coming up, coming up to meet the challenges that they are faced with, that is open to them, the norm. They are trying to come out of that darkness that they have been over years. Faring in the aspect of government, I don't think policies have been favorable for the what will I say now, for the advancement of artisanship in the state. Fair enough, they are trying, but they are not paying more attention. not even lip service attention. We just say it in passing. But I believe artisans, from what we have done over the years, they are beginning to come up, to take responsibility, to know that they are the backbone of this economy. Yeah.
So the question I'd like to ask is there a ready involvement and willingness to be incorporated into this body by the artisans themselves? Are they mechanics? Are they carpenters? Are they woodworkers and all of that come out en masse and are willing to be part of this body? Because I think what this represents is, like, we have the lawyers associations, the journalists and all of that. This is what the artisans, initiative is working at. What's the responsiveness of the artisans themselves been like?
Oh, well, they're responding quite good. It's impressive. But, as we always know, and like we keep telling them when we meet with them, they come out because they want money. And we tell them that our Association of Skilled and Vocational Artisans of Nigeria don't give money. We only bring you together to make you know, to speak for you. They are responding. They are coming out. We are documented on our database well over 5,000 artisans captured on our database as ASVAN. There are some other bodies. The mechanics, they have their own specialized bodies, even though they are still under the artisans body, which is NATA, which deals with that sector. They have their regulated structure, but they still fall in, because whatever policies we are working with the government covers every of us that are artisans, whether you're a plumber, whether you're a mechanic, whether you're a tailor. But some of them are trying to put themselves, but we are coming out, the awareness is being made, and they are coming out to embrace the fact that there's a body that we can all come together and rally ourselves together to make an headway.
All right.
Okay, you said you were hinting something about their involvement in the development of society. Now that's something I'd like you to talk about a bit. Just throw more light on how well would you say that the artisans are contributing to the development of every society? You said that they are the backbone for every society. How well do you believe that they are contributing to the development and can contribute to the development of every society?
Okay, and can contribute. Let me use the last one first, and can contribute. When I say we are the backbone of the society, every nation that neglects these blue-collar persons are failed. The economy will crumble. That's what is happening to Nigeria right now. We are not respecting, and we are not putting premium value on this sector of the economy. Artisans are the second largest employer of labor after farmers. The second largest employer of labor outside farming. Everywhere you go, you see them. And they are the most taxed sector of the economy. You see the environmental tax, you see the road tax, you see the Uyo capital city tax, you see this tax, you see this tax, just on a plumber, just on a carpenter. And all these taxes, it's so sad that they don't record it and capture it in the what is it called, the budget or IGR of the state or the country, because they run into billions monthly. You take a tuton, go to Akpan and the market, go to the all the Go there. They tax them, but they don't capture it in the budget, and they use it to do what? To build or go and do whatever they want to do with it. So we contribute enormously to the economy of the country, and we can do more if we are given the fair playing ground to do what? To contribute, because Nigeria is dependent on oil, yes, to bring cash in money, but to sustain the economy, you need this little fund here and there. The Chinese economy is doing well because of the artisans. You see them, they flow in here. Why? Because they are coming to capitalize on the population strength of Nigeria. Every economy, Singapore, Rwanda, call them, they capitalize on this. So any country that wants to go and come out of economic emancipation, is that what correct? Economic slavery, economic dwindling, should build up this blue-collar economy or sector.
All right, so you've said a lot about the fact that the artisans are like the engine room of the society, and that is in line with our topic for today. That's the role of the artisans in building the Nigerian economy, the Akwa Ibom economy. Now, my next line of question is this way. We know artisans are basically what some person will call inventors, creators, innovators. Now, in your organization presently, are there inventions that are ongoing that are worthy, or things that are being done within your organization that would help show the government that this particular body has things that are of great value and things that, if invested in, can lead to bringing Nigeria foreign exchange and increasing our state economically?
Wow, what a bomb question. If only, I'm being frank here, I just want to be straight, and if only the government can act their talk, we would have been out of this economic quagmire that we are in right now. First, we have developed a lot of stuff in this state. We have talents in this state. There is somebody that's worked already on a solar transition panel to connect, instead of you using your generator to generate energy. There's another one that has also worked on the same for small business
environment,
industrial environment. We have improved system on ICT. We have developed some, and we are still developing some applications in the ICT sector. Come to the production sector. Most of us, series of talk after we went to have a meeting with SON, the Standards Organization of Nigeria, to help us standardize our product. We found out that so much talent. There is one lady that was singled out, and we are still working on that. She makes all this, they call it knapsack, right? Bags, school bags. Shoes are being improved greatly. All we need is just a little encouragement to bring in some more materials, machines. That's what we need. Our tailors are improving in their beats.
Okay, now for want of time, because we are almost getting to the close of the program, at this particular point in time, what would be your advice to the artisans in Akwa Ibom State as to going forward, how to sustain themselves, and then what do you think should be done in order to allow the artisans contribute significantly to the economic of the state and Nigeria? In 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Thank God we are going to 2023 election and everybody is clamoring for positions. What I want to say this moment is what can be done to improve the artisans state in this sector in this state to give us the maximum benefit of the proceed is one, creation of artisans hub in, if not all, the 10 federal constituency, but in the 3 senatorial districts. Give artisans more trainings, which we are doing. We are going to be having some more for the block industry people, building related people. And we are also collating right now, starting to collect a concise database of all artisans, irrespective of what association you belong to make sure that we put it, because we are developing an app that will work. I won't put everything out of this until we get there. And we are also working on human capital development for the artisans, helping them to build their craft from just being an artisan to become a business owner. We are doing that. We have registered quite some businesses, for over 300 of them so far in the open window. We are still doing some more. We are bringing more trainings. When we talk with SON, we talked about standardizing of a product so that it can be exported out of the country. We have met with Nigeria Export Promotion Council, and we are still working with them. What are we doing so that these artisans will have a leverage of the export world, so that their product will be up in standard and will be able to sell it out. I think those are the things we're doing to improve the artisans, and also begging the government and appealing to them to come work with us. Come work with us. The government is sorry to say they are fragmenting us. Come work with us as an association so that it will be easy for us to get all these people and harness them. It will benefit the state greatly. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. It's been a very enlightening conversation, especially to know that we have a body that is paying particular attention to artisans in the state and even in the South region. Now, I think it's laudable to say that we are one step in the right direction to getting a lot of things done better for members of the organization by even initiating the organization itself. So I must say your organization and your leadership are doing well.
Thank you.
So I believe that organizations and governments will, you will come into good light with these organizations and the government very soon. And then you come to Spectrum Television and tell us, and then your artisans can come into business with us. It's still one of those things. I think referrals are part of the things we do in this kinds of. Somebody puts a leg in the door.
Give us leverage, we will come.
someone puts a leg in the door and opens up, and you can get to provide your services, carpenter work, tables, all manner of things. Yeah, so we are talking of huge contracts that can change you from artisans to business owner. We are open. We look forward to that. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you for having me around.
I think that's about it's about time we call it a day. So
yeah,
make sure you have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your day. And if you're an artisan, please do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your craft. Do not give up on your business. Keep that hope and dream alive, because one day it will certainly, your stew go down.
Thank you very much. That's the size of our show for this morning. And it's bye-bye from all of us here on the Rise and Shine show. To endeavor to have a very, very, very great Saturday. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Okay, now I actually appreciate this look better.
You Rise and Shine Saturday.
Now that takes me to the question.